Group B, they will begin their qualifying round number 2. Greg Reardon and Dawn Herb out on the track in the adrenaline machine, and Greg Reardon went out really quite hard in the opening round, and great to see that developing that confidence. This is their second season in the sport, and they're running the L98, the 6 litre Chev. This is about 500 horsepower. Oh, really wide there for Greg Reardon. Managed to hang on to it. Really drifted wide out of mouth fresh hairpin, went out super wide. Dawn Herb doing the navigational duties. They're local, just from the Inglewood area. Thank you. 52.570. Okay, yeah, we're just going to hold things up for a second. We've got a tyre has come loose in the launch ramp. At the moment, it won't bother Daniel Reid, though. His mates call him Butterbean, but we've decided that Buttercup is way better. He's one of the knacky boys. He goes to bed early, though, I've got to say that. I've been hanging out with him the last couple of days, and he's managed to fall asleep before 10:30, so I'm wondering if we should call him a nappy boy. So it's got Ben Sol doing the navigational duties in this boat, and we call him Sister. So these guys, they've... yeah, the knacky boys out there at the moment. This is the Group B category, and this is the Stinger hull. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Reid really gaining in confidence over the last few months. Got the boat really well sorted out. Really happy with the way that their jet unit has been working, and a little bit hesitant and bogged it down a little bit there. But yeah, these boys have... Oh no, Buttercup, what have you done? Oh, he's gone wide, out wide, knifed it. That's going to cost him plenty of time. Talking him up, giving him the commentator's curse, and he's nearly thrown it away. So Buttercup there with a 51.106, 51.106. I will tell you a little bit of the story about Buttercup there. Apparently he got a little bit upset last time we were here at Waitara because everybody started calling him Buttercup. And he actually went to his boss Steve and he said, "Hey Steve, could you tell the boys in the workshop and around the yard to stop calling me Buttercup?" Well, you imagine how that went. It didn't go very well, so he's now known as Buttercup far and wide. Tim Edhouse now coming to face the starter, his son Blair doing the navigational duties, liquid addiction, and McCurdy Engineering on board there, and Castrol Oil supplier for Taranaki. So great to see these guys coming on board. Tim Edhouse took the round win at Merry Merry, and well, he's really happy with the way the boat's going. As I said earlier, his mate Paddy Hayden lent him some new blades. And Tim was saying that the old blades have been on there that long, they actually had to really give them a decent whack to loosen them up. They'd just about rusted themselves into place permanently, so really happy with the way these guys are going. The first time on the podium for these guys, and it was just a fantastic effort for a father and son team. And wow, geez, that's a tight line out of that hairpin coming back towards commentary. So, wow, Tim Edhouse just full of confidence at the moment. And this is qualifying round number 2 in the Group B category, as I remind you all. So Tim Edhouse from Ofonga with a 50.665. So Blair will be very happy with that. Blair Edhouse stepping into the navigator seat. Last year he was doing the trailer duties, and everyone was pretty happy with the way he drove a trailer backwards. So they figure if you can reverse a trailer, mate, you can probably steer the old man around a Jetsprint course, and he's been doing a wonderful job. All right, we've got a boat being put on hold. That'll be Patrick and Jay Hayden. We'll get back to you with a reason for that. Okay, they were just Patrick and Jay Hayden just sort of coming through a little bit quickly, just waiting for Tim and Blair Edhouse to get off the course proper. So now Patrick Hayden is, well, in a pretty awkward position across the channel there. So g'day to Kyle Patrick over there in the USA. He's going to be coming out here and racing in round number 5 at Wanganui under lights on April Fool's Day, April the 1st. No joke. Actually, there should be a few jokes on April Fool's Day, but so looking forward to seeing those guys. Good to see that people around the world have switched on nice and early to our live stream. So if you're up on the hill there and you want to check out some of the live stream as well, or even text your friends, make sure that they get onto the nz.co.nz Sprintboat page and check that out. Let all your friends and family know about that. G'day to me honey sitting there at home. Hope you're not doing it too stressfully. So Patrick and Jay Hayden now. This boat was up for sale. It is called the Schizo. And wow, right off the pace there. The boat just hopping and skipping and jumping, just not really handling the crosswash. So Patrick Hayden, normally a bit of a put the foot down and forget it sort of driver, but really feathering the accelerator. You can really hear the change of that engine noise. So maybe not confident in the boat at these early stages of the day. But certainly we'll see this guy come to the fore, no doubt about that. Was NZ number 1 in the 2016 season. And Patrick and Jay Hayden there with a 48.809, 48.809. The crosswash as the water runs up and down these channels, ladies and gentlemen, means that as the boats, as the hulls actually hit that crosswash, sometimes it'll push the boat in, it'll make the boat knife or steer a little bit quicker, or sometimes it'll just push the boat out, that's 6 inches or so, and it makes it for very difficult handling at some parts of the course. We saw Patrick Hayden there, the boat jumping and skipping a lot as he hits the crosswash. As the boats get faster, sometimes these guys will actually try to beat the crosswash in certain parts of the track. But this particular track here at Methanex, the Methanex Aqua Track, with the islands and the wide open expanses, does push water through at a different rate. All right, Uncle Tony Reid out on track at the moment. Andrew Bakey doing the navigational duties. And Uncle Tony, he's got the big steering wheel up there. He's like he's driving a 1976 Ford or something, the huge steering wheel on that. And you've never seen a rev counter quite as big as the one he's got on this, but he's getting a bit old Uncle Tony these days, so he can't see it. He's gone wrong way. So he hasn't got this right at all. He's got the rotation incorrect. And I think the hesitation that he's showing is definitely pointing that out. He's trying to work out where he is at the moment. Well, at the moment he's just cutting laps around the outside. And I think he's actually decided that he'll start the entire lap again. So, yeah, we are... Well, look... Wow, unbelievable. Tony Reid, who would have thought the old fella would have been able to have presence of mind to work that one out? I thought he was gone for all money. So great to see Tony Reid back in the sport after a 13-year hiatus. And he's got his mate Bakey in there doing the navigational duties. That's definitely going to be the navigator there. That's where Uncle Tony will say the fault was. And, 73.306, so well off the pace there, but managed to get the rotation correct. So I'm not too sure how he managed to do that, but he did nonetheless. All right, we are going to reset that time at a 98.225. So because he went so many times under the timing loop, he just kept setting it off, and we had to revert back to the old stopwatch and the hourglass. So it was a 98 and some change. Bevan Schuler now and Sam Fergus. Boat number 40, Schuler Concrete. This is their first season and have been doing a very good job of it. Was really impressed with the way they dealt with things up there at Merry. So Bevan Schuler out on track at the moment. Just easing it around there at the moment, not wringing its neck at this point, but being very, very smooth in this early part of the lap. That change of direction up there beyond between the two Altherm islands at the top part of the course, that will create some issues later in the day. People heavy on the wheel will get the boat completely out of the water up there, and when it lands, it usually doesn't land the way you want it to, so it'll knife the hairpin. Very nice through there. So Bevan Schuler, new to the sport, really just taking this on fantastically at the moment, and really one of those sort of blokes who's more than happy to listen to the experience of the other competitors in and out of the pit and paddock area. So fantastic work for these pair, Bevan Schuler and Sam Ferguson, a 53.831. All right, Kelly Manel now in Crowded House. Karen Christmas. Yeah, Karen Christmas, got to be Santa's daughter somewhere along the line, surely. So Kelly Manel is a world champion navigator. When she was sitting in alongside her husband, Leighton Manel, she said, you know what, Leighton, I've had enough of this, and it's about time that you moved yourself out of the way. Let me have a boat. And the girl talk machine, these girls have been doing such a really good job. Nikki Ferguson normally doing the navigational duties, but stepped aside this weekend for reasons unknown to me at this point. But Karen Christmas has put her hand up and said, right, I'll jump in the boat. Kelly Manel fourth at Merry last time out, so yeah, really starting to get the hang of this boat. Of course, she's used to the speed. It's now just developing the confidence, and that's a nice run with a 51.127. 51.127 there for Kelly Manel, and great to see her stepping in behind the wheel. In fact, the first run in the boat, she was telling me yesterday, they got a little bit nervous because as it came off the trailer, they put the steering on the wrong way. So when she turned left, the boat went right, and when she turned right, the boat went left. And I can tell you right now, that is not good for a first-time drive. It really sets the nerves going, doesn't get the confidence happening at all. But Kelly Manel really now acquitting herself beautifully and just getting better and better each and every time out. Right, we now go down to Ray Thompson in the TNT machine. Dinosaur Racing. David Toms is doing the navigational duties. Ray Thompson he's from Waitara, and Dave Thompson from the APO. This is a Sprint Tech hull, and the Group B boats produce around about 500 horsepower, which is absolute plenty. You think that your average road car produces around about 150, so plenty of grunt in this Group B category. So Ray Thompson just tickling it around very, very nicely. In fact, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ray Thompson, way back in the day, won a bulldogging championship in New Zealand. In fact, at least got on the podium. So certainly a man, very competitive individual, and great to see him back behind the wheel, and a 50.645 Ray Thompson into P2 behind Patrick Hayden, who had a 48.809 at this point. Looks like the Get Insider machine, the Auger Torque machine coming down there. The boat dropped the grill out of the bottom. That's coming down onto the ramp now. Hopefully Clayton and Mandy Tisdall can get that one sorted out. But now we cast our eyes to outer limits. Craig Shaw and Gillian Good. I hope she's good for Craig. So the outer limits machine now off the line. These guys from Lower Hutt, the Wellington region, and well, not going too bad out there at the moment. The Stinger hull, you'll notice that this particular boat sits quite high in the water, which is pretty intrinsic of the Stinger type of a racecraft. But Craig Shaw looking pretty good out there at the moment. The split was pretty good with a 35.778. He's gone wrong way, so the split will mean nothing now. I think he's worked it out as well, as he just goes right up to the top part of the course to recorrect himself. That was where he needed to go. So he's now got the rotation back on track again, but that will cost him plenty, and not the time that you want to be setting. We'll get back to you with a time on that, because he tripped the wire a few times. 63.035 there for Craig Shaw. He had got it wrong in there, got the rotation wrong, recorrected himself, so did post a time. All right, this next boat out on the water, Clayton and Mandy Tisdall, in their opening run, they took off the line pretty quickly, slowed it down. There was Mandy Tisdall, the navigator, got out, had a look. A lot of water coming in the boat. The intake grill on the jet unit had dropped down, and was allowing a little bit more water than you'd like to see in a boat get in. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. This is their opening run. So Clayton and Mandy Tisdall, Get Insider. This is a jet speed hull from on the South Island, so looking pretty good out there at the moment. This is their first lap, even though we are into qualifying round number 2. Have a look at Mandy Tisdall's navigation. She's got the hand up there. She waves it around absolutely frantically. Clayton Tisdall on track at the moment, so these guys, well, and a nice time there, 49.904. Clayton Tisdall had a bit of a go at me at Merry because I called him the goldfish, because he sort of gets about halfway around the track and tends to lose where he's going. And so he and Mandy decided that they would get together and learn the track together, which I thought was a really good thing for, well, husband and wife and driver and navigator to do. And they've discovered that when they sit down and learn the track together, they get it right a lot more often than they had been in the past. All right, this is Jason Reid, the construction supervisor from right here in Waitara. Andrew Wells from Inglewood, the construction foreman, another one of the Naki boys. So there's 3 Reids here today, Daniel, Jason and Uncle Tony. And you couldn't throw a stone in Waitara without hitting a reed. I can tell you, they grow everywhere, just like reeds in the water. But Jason out there at the moment had a lot of problem with his boat throughout the course of this season, and they've really got it working very well indeed. A lot of work getting down there at Reed Engineering in Waitara. So really starting to come on board here. They've got the Naki Electrical, Dobson's Dyno Tuning, Farmlands, Plastering Plus, TSK Construction, Golf, Steve Sol Customs, Coleman Marine, JCE Fabrication, Taranaki Hardcore and FD Motorsport on board. So a plethora of sponsors. So Jason Reed across the line, 54.262, and he'll be pretty happy with that one. So he's dropped about 2 seconds off his qualifying round number 1 run, so that's a positive move there for Jason Reed. A little bit later, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you a little bit of a story about Jason Reed that occurred throughout the course of the weekend, but I think I'd rather wait until more people get into attendance because it's a story well worth telling. Jason might thereafter kill me, but it's a story worth telling nonetheless. Okay, so that rounds out qualifying round number 2.